Amazing people, bonjour! Today is a good day to compare yourself to other people a healthy way. This is a massive theme to help you protect your happiness, your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and so on. Initially, I wanted to say today is a good day to not compare yourself to other people because that's a message I've used to share a lot. But I've been putting some thoughts and reflection about it, and I think that comparing ourselves to other people, it's something that we do naturally. So preaching to not do it wouldn't really be true to how human beings work. And comparing ourselves to other people can be healthy, but it depends how we're doing it. So that's what I'm going to unpack and share with you today. So, in order to help you practice self-awareness, linked with this theme, I have a question for you. How often are you comparing yourself to other people? And what impact does it have on your mental health, on your emotional well-being? And for which type of situation are you comparing yourself to other people? Before I share with you some tips and insights about today's theme, I want to share with you a personal story linked with how I started practicing not comparing myself to other people. And to do that, we need to go back in time. So if you've listened to episode number 0, like the presentation episode, you've found out that I've been through depression and suicidal thoughts, and I've been to the hospital. And so that was in 2014. And after that, 2015, 2016, I stopped playing hockey at the highest level in France. I stopped with the national team, and I only played hockey for fun with my club in Normandy, in Caen. And I was sometimes playing as a player, sometimes as a goalkeeper. It was just all about fun. Then in 2016, 2017, I went back in Bordeaux to my first hockey club, and I went back training at the highest level with the French competition. So I went also back with the national team because I missed it. And when I went back, I used to compare myself to the other goalkeeper a lot. And I was not doing this a healthy way. I was being super harsh on myself. I was always comparing her skills to mine. Every training, I was checking if I would have done a better training than her, or if I would have been terrible compared to her. And also, I was very envious of her goalie jersey, which might seem dumb, but she had lots of sponsors everywhere, and her name at the back, and her number in huge typo, and I've never had that, so I was envious, and she was playing at one of the best clubs in France. And I was also envious of playing at the highest level in hockey. So overall, I felt like an imposter comparing myself to her. I felt terrible, and I was not having a very positive self-talk. But then, one day, everything changed because all of a sudden, a quote that my ex-girlfriend shared me popped in my mind, like out of the blue. And the quote is, "Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. Let me say that again. Don't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. I would even say that that quote changed my life because it was such an awakening. Like, of course, I should not compare myself to her because for the past years, while I was playing hockey just for fun and focusing on my studies and healing from my depression and learning to love myself more, she never stopped playing hockey. She kept on training every day, like 2-3 times a day. She kept on going with the national team. She's just coming back from a Junior World Cup. So of course she's better than me. So I should not compare her chapter 20 to my chapter 1. Because me coming back with the national team now and me being serious again about field hockey is my chapter 1. So it's not about me being better than her. It's me being the best I can be. It's me being better than the person I was yesterday. So then I added a new sentence at the quote. So the long version is, do not compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. Work to become the best version of yourself. And this quote is my mantra since 5 years now. And it made so much sense to me. Like, every human being has a unique journey. So there's no reason why I should put myself down because I'm comparing myself to someone else, when that other person has her own journey and everybody is different and everybody is doing things at their own pace. So it's not about me being better than her. As I said, it's about me being better than the person I was yesterday, because that's the only real competition I have a full impact and a full power on. Let's take another example and take the situation for students. If you're comparing your grades to your classmates' grades, then maybe one day you're going to have great grades, or if you're an athlete, you're going to have a great training, and your classmate or your teammates are going to have a bad training or bad grades. But maybe what you don't know is they're having a bad training or bad grades because they had personal issues the day before the exam or the training, which made them perform a bad way. So you're going to be super pumped about yourself having done better than them, whereas you have no idea that they were not at the best on the day they had to perform. And maybe one day you're going to compare yourself to your classmate or your teammate because you would have done a bad exam or a bad training. But the reason why you had a bad training was you were struggling too, and they were on a great day, so they performed and they had better grade. So it's useless in a way to compare ourselves to other people's results, because what's the most important thing is to know we gave the best we could. We gave the best we had at the moment we had it. And if we gave that, then it's way more than enough. And from you giving the best you had at the moment you had it, then you can build from there and start getting better and better and keep learning and keep growing because you're focusing on you. But today's theme is, today is a good day to compare yourself to other people a healthy way, which implies to talk about comparing ourselves to other people. Because as I said earlier, it's a natural human thing, and after having thought about it, I'd put comparing ourselves to other people a healthy way into two different categories. So here's when the tips and the insights are coming. Category number 1, doing it a practical way. And category number 2, doing it the inner work way. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm glad you asked because I'm going to explain right now. So, category number 1. I put in that one everything related with skills. For example, the speed, the strength, the reaction time, the agility, or the creative skills, or musical skills, or public speaking skills. In that case, if you're comparing yourself to other people and you're bringing yourself down because you think your skills are not as good as the person you're comparing yourself to, then you're not going to grow. But if you identify that someone has better skills than you, then just go and ask the person, hey, what have you done to get better at this? For example, let's say you're a hockey player, random example with a random sport, and you think that your backhand shot is not as good as one of your teammates' one. Then just go and ask your teammate, hey, can you please show me how you're doing it? Or can you give me tips to improve mine? Because I'm struggling with mine and I want to get better at it. By doing that, you're just going to stop the negative self-talk and the negative comparison, and you're just going to be able to get better at something, and you're going to be able to improve your skills simply because you've asked the person. Or if you're shy to ask, you can always search online, hey, how do you get better at this? For example, there are so many tutorials on YouTube about any subject possible. So I'm sure if there is something you want to get better at, you have a huge free access to so many things to help you improve your skills. Or read books if that seems more true to you, like whatever you feel more comfortable, but try to learn to get better at what you've identified as a weak spot in a way. And to give you a personal example, I like to give personal example because like this, I'm practicing what I'm preaching in a way, and I'm not just saying things to say things. So linked with this theme, I still compare myself to other people sometimes, but more in the sense of I'm trying to identify the skills I currently have and I want to get better at. And I'm trying to think of who can help me improve this specific skills. So one of the most recent time I went and asked for help to someone was my goalkeeper teammate, Yosin Konin, at my hockey club. I was struggling a lot with being gentle with myself if I have a bad training or if I would take like stupid goals, or I would always expect myself to be at 100% of performance every single training, every single day, every single week. It was very hard and I was not very in a good mental space because of that during trainings. So because she's way more experienced than me, I went and asked her how she's approaching her own training, like what's her perspective around it. And And we talked a lot, and it really helped me to learn from her. And then I talked about it with my head coach. And after a few times talking about it with people who could help me, I felt so much better. And I've really done better at being more gentle with myself and being okay with not performing all the time, because I'm a human being, I'm not a machine. But if I would have kept everything to myself and not going asking for help to people who could help me, then I would still be not enjoying hockey training at all and be super harsh on myself. And I had not a nice time in my head during these moments. So for you, it's the same. Like, I know sometimes it can feel super vulnerable and scary and hard and uncomfortable to go and ask someone for help, especially if you're not used to ask for help. But the reward at the end is so priceless that your mental health and your happiness and your well-being is so much worthy of you taking the leap of going and asking for help. Now that I've talked about the category number 1 of comparing ourselves to other people through the practical way of our skills, let's talk about the second category, which is the inner work way. The way I describe that one is not related with the skills like the category number 1, but related with our personality. So for example, let's say you're in a group of friends and you think that, oh man, that friend is very funny and I'm very envious of her or of him, and I wish I could be funny like her or like him. And you're comparing yourself to the person, and you actually feel like shit about yourself because you think you're not funny at all, and you're seeing your friend being surrounded by everybody and making everybody laugh, and you're seeing him or her being appreciated by everybody. And you're envious of that. But in that situation, ask yourself, why is this scene triggering me? Why am I envious of that friend who's making everybody laugh? What is me comparing myself to the person showing me I need? Because maybe you're being envious of that person who's making everybody laugh because you think that he feels appreciated by everybody. And maybe you don't feel appreciated the same way by everybody. So maybe him being funny make you feel that he belongs a lot within the group of friends. And it's like a mirror back to you that you don't feel that you belong as much as him in this group of friends. And then you're being envious of that person and you're comparing yourself to her because actually deep within you, you want to feel that you belong to. Like, you're not envious of him making everybody laugh. You're envious of him or her feeling appreciated by everybody, feeling loved by everybody, feeling that he belongs within the group of friends. And this is something that you want too. So you're going to compare your ability to make people laugh to his ability, because that person is showing you what you actually want to feel deep inside, which is, as I just said, feeling loved, feeling that you belong, feeling appreciated, feeling safe. So that's what I mean by the inner work way of comparing yourself to other people. It requires you to do inner work and understand what do you truly need and how do you truly feel to help you compare yourself in a healthier way to other people and rise over that envious feelings. And again, they are normal. Like, it's natural to be envious with other people. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to want what someone has. It's actually great because when you want what someone has, it reveals you what you're lacking in your life. So from there, you can build and try to adapt and learn and grow and develop and learn, which is awesome. To go further on this inner work way topic, the question becomes, what can you focus on to help you being more comfortable being who you are? What's more true to your personality? For example, if you put me in a group of people, I will not consider myself the funniest person in the group. Like, I'm usually not the person who comes with the latest, hottest, funniest, craziest story to talk about. But I know that what's more true to my personality when I'm in a group is to be a big cheerleader for the people around me. Like, I have a huge ability to give compliments and to cheer for people. So I'm not gonna try to force myself to be funny because that's not true to me. So I can't really give a personal example of me comparing my personality to other people because I'm just okay with being me. And I'm not trying to force myself being somebody else. And in order to help you being okay with who you are as well, and giving more space to your true personality and embracing it, I want to suggest you to practice finding what are some strengths that your personality gives you. For example, let's say you're an introvert in a group of only extrovert people. If you wish you'd be an extrovert, then you would miss out on the strength and the uniqueness being an introvert gives you. Like, you have an ability to be calm and to be peaceful and to pay attention, and you have an ability to listen to other people like no extrovert can do it. And there is so much beauty within you because you are who you are. And so when you show up in a group with people, don't try to force yourself to fit in by being someone you're not. Just bring the value you have. If the best thing you can do in a group is listening to other people, then that's awesome. Because sometimes people really do appreciate when people listen to them. Being who you being your authentic self is absolutely more than enough. And the world needs you to be more of who you are. So the purpose of me sharing all this is to help you focusing on how would your authentic self behave in situations? How do you want to present yourself to other people? How do you want to be present to other people? What sounds more natural to you? Then do that thing that feels more true to you. And don't wish you were somebody else again. Because nobody is like you, and that's your superpower. And you're amazing, but you're not for everybody. And that's okay. So voila, champions, that's it for today's episode. This is a reminder that everybody's journey is unique, so do not compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. Work to become the best version of yourself and focus on giving the best you have at the moment you have it. And from there, keep learning, keep growing, keep getting better, keep asking questions, because you are worthy of asking questions and asking for help to other people who are already better at skills that you would like to reach. This is a reminder that who you are is more than enough simply because you are a breathing human being. Your worth will always be internal and never external. This is a reminder that you are loved, that you are seen, that you are worthy. Thank you so much for having listened to today's episode. Your presence here means the absolute world to me. I'm absolutely humbled, honored, and grateful that you are here right now. Please, 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 please take good care of you. I wish you to have a great day. And if you cannot have a great day, then just have a day, because that's great too. Today is a good day to compare yourself to other people a healthier way, and you can. You matter, and I believe in you. Okay, bye now. You're amazing.